So, for today's topic, we will be tackling a course, and it's about parenting using the Bible as a practical guide. First things first, we are going to debunk and talk about different verses that have been highly misinterpreted because there are varying interpretations of these verses. And so I believe that the Bible has always been consistent in their messaging. The first verse that I want to talk about is found in the book of Proverbs. The scripture that I'm referring to is spare the rod, spoil the child. Many of us who grew up as Christians or who grew up in the church, we grew up hearing this and maybe even experiencing it in ways that were painful. And so some were taught that this verse means you must spank your child to be obedient to God. But let's pause here and think about this. Is that what the scripture really says? So let's take a closer look on what this really means. So in Hebrew culture, the rod was the tool of the shepherd. So the shepherd did not just use it to strike sheep, he used it to guide, he used it to protect and keep keep the sheep safe from danger. In fact, in Psalm chapter 23, the scripture says, "Your rod and your staff, they comfort me." And notice that the rod brought comfort and not fear. So Proverbs chapter 13 talks about using the rod. We can understand it as a call to give our children guidance, direction, and correction with love and not harm, not wrath, not anger. So if we withhold that, if we spare the rod, if we spare guidance, if we spare direction and correction with love, then we will fail to provide the discipline and structure our children need to grow. So that's the first module. It is debunking and basically clarifying what the word rod really means in the verse, spare the rod, spoil the child.